The movie starts with a mother and child sitting in a car parked on the railway track. Soon the mother gets out of the car, leaving the child there. The train comes and collides with the car, crushing it and killing the child. In the next scene, we see Carly getting ready. She has a small family of 4, her mom, dad, and a younger brother. They live in a city where all the parents are very loving and protective. They give them company, are interested in their activities, and like spending time with them. We see Carly's father Brent, her mother, Kendall, and her brother Josh sitting together and eating. The family has a strained relationship. It seems like Carly does not get along well with her mother. They are watching the news about the car accident on the railway track, which cost the child's life. They didn't pay much attention to it. Instead, Brent starts joking about it and replicates the accident with Josh, and Kendall stops them. Brent disapproves of Carly's new boyfriend, Damon, and frequently teases Carly. Their housekeeper with her daughter was cooking them breakfast. Carly is upset because she had to cancel her plans as her grandparents were visiting later that night. There is some friction between Kendall and Carly. Kendall tells Carly they must go to the hospital for their aunt's baby's birth. Carly is not interested in going to the hospital and meeting her aunt. Josh prefers staying at home and doesn't like going to school. He is very naughty but deeply loved by his parents. Kendall drives Carly and tries to talk to her. She wants to get close to her daughter with little success. Carly is blunt and rude with her. Kendall tells her that Carly and Josh are her life and how she treats her is unfair. Carly replied that she is not responsible if Kendall doesn't have any life of her own. Kendall is hurt but keeps quiet. Brent leaves for the office but gets surprised to see the empty streets. The scene changes, and we see Carly and her friends sitting in her class. Their teacher catches them chatting and using the phone. On the other side, we see Josh playing in his home. The housekeeper and her daughter are cooking. He passes through the garage door and remembers when he saved an animal from the crows and put it in his dad's car. Sadly, the animal died, messing up his dad's car. When his dad found crops in his car, it made him angry. As Josh was having a flashback, he heard someone hitting the little girl. After the gym, Kendall sat with her friend and chatted. Her friend suggested she focus on herself and put some effort into looking nice. She tells her it is essential to look good and hot. Kendall does not take her seriously but later feels sad about it. Damon was taking a paper in the hall. The children were surprised to see their parents standing outside the examination hall. As Carly and her friend sit in her class, the classroom phone suddenly rings. A student's parents came to pick him up. One after another, all the students leave the classroom. Not only that, the parents started gathering outside, and police also arrived at the school. The class gets dismissed, and Carly and her friends go to the restroom to refresh their makeup. As her friend buys some weed, a fire alarm starts ringing. They come out and see everyone evacuating. The students were getting confused as they didn't understand what was happening. When Carly and her friend came out, the student rushed to the side where the parents were waiting for them. The police were trying to keep the parents away from the school vicinity. They were trying to stop the children from trying to go to their parents. We see a parent calling her child. The teachers and police try to stop him, but he runs toward his mom and jumps to the other side of the grill. The mom kills him with the key in front of everyone. Carly and her friend are surprised and scared to see that. In the meantime, the parents jump over the grill and start attacking their children. The parents were searching for their kids and were killing them. The police were trying to stop them with little success. Carly and her friends try to escape and reach the parking lot. On the other side, Damon reaches home and sees his father sitting there. He gets in, starts cleaning the place, and starts talking with her dad. He throws the garbage outside and hears a baby cry in the other house. When he returns, his father attacks him with a broken bottle. Damon wants to escape, and his father stumbles on the table, accidentally cutting his neck with the same bottle. Kendall gets back in her car and checks her wallet. She notices her money is missing, and she knows Carly stole it. Sitting in the car, she remembers when she wanted to return to her previous boyfriend. It was an embarrassing moment for her as he refused to be with her again and suggested that she should take some classes and indulge in activities to curb the frustrations. As she was crying, she got a call from her sister, who was having a baby, and she rushed to the hospital. Carly and Cale reached Cale's home. Carly switched the news and was scared to know that parents were killing their kids. Carly calls Cale, but she goes upstairs to her mother, sitting in the room. Carly keeps calling her, but she never answers. After a while, she goes upstairs to check on Cale. She screams after seeing Cale dead and her mother sitting beside her, relaxed. Kendall reached the hospital, but her sister was not there yet. As she was waiting for her sister, she started watching the news. The expert explained that the chemical reverses the basic human instinct to protect our child. He rates it as one of the most efficient biological weapons, as humans will be eliminating their future voluntarily. Her sister, Ginny, and her boyfriend reach the hospital and have a beautiful girl. Initially, the mother is happy and emotional to hold her. Kendall notices the monitor started blinking and showing snow. Suddenly, Ginny changed and started strangling and choking her baby. Kendall, the doctor, and the staff saw it and saved her. Carly runs towards her home when she sees a man with a baseball bat with blood stains on it and gets scared as she wants to run away but stumbles. Here she meets Damon, who inquires about her parents. She tells him that her dad is at the office and her mom is at the gym. Damon tells her they must go to their home to save her brother. A doctor and a policeman take Jeannie's child from Kendall. Reluctantly, she hands her over to them. They take her to the hospital's nursery. It was a scary scene where all the parents outside the nursery looked at their kids violently and aggressively. Brent was at the office and slept for a while. Kendall was trying to call him with little success. He woke up and it seemed that the chemical didn't affect him yet. The monitor in front of him starts getting snowy. He looks at his son and Kendall's picture and screams. Kendall calls the housekeeper and asks if everything is okay. She is cleaning the floor and tells her everything is okay. Brent was not home yet, and Kendall told the housekeeper she was coming home. We see Carly and Damon watching the house from a distance. Damon tells Carly that they need to do it fast. They will get in, get her brother, and get out quickly. They reach the house and see the housekeeper cleaning blood stains from the floor. Carly tells her to leave home immediately, but she refuses. Damon tells Carly to get Josh, who was hiding under his bed in his room. He tells Carly that something terrible happened to Lisa, the housekeeper's daughter. The housekeeper leaves. Before they can leave, Brent reaches home. He is angry to see Damon. Brent gets into an argument with Damon. Josh listens to his father's voice and rushes downstairs. Carly tries to stop him but fails. After seeing Josh, Brent turns wild and tries to attack him. Damon tries to stop him, but Brent hits him back and Damon faints. Brent followed the kids when he slipped over a toy car, fell, and fainted. Carly and Josh escaped to the basement and took refuge there. They see a broken table there, and the movie takes us back 3 weeks earlier. Brent bought a pool table and got into an argument with Kendall. They had ambition, dreams, and goals, but they had to give up on their kids. They were getting frustrated but were willing to sacrifice all for their children. The scene changes to the present time. Kendall is driving fast to reach home and save her kids. A mother pushes a cart with her baby inside in front of her car. She stops the car and saves the child. The chemical in her blood is not yet activated. She gets in and finds Brent fainted. When Brent wakes up, we see Kendall changed as well. Kendall tries to convince the kids to come out with little success. She gets a knife drill and tries cutting the door lock. Brent goes to his room to get the gun and finds it missing. At the same time, we hear a shot and see Kendall shot in the arm. Josh took the gun with him to the basement. Brent and Kendall argue about having a gun in the home. Brent bandages Kendall's gunshot wound. The parents then decide to suffocate the kids in the basement and plan to leak the gas inside. After setting the gas pipe and switching it on, Brent and Kendall sit together, relaxed and waiting for their kids to die. Carly tries to figure out what their parents are up to. Time passes and the sign of a gas leak starts appearing. Josh experiences dizziness and difficulty breathing. Carly didn't have much time and had to devise a plan. Carly starts looking around and finds ventilation and a matchbox. She comes up with a plan. Carly tears off the chemical side of the matchbox and attaches it to the floor. Takes some matches and attaches them to the door so that if the door opens, the matchstick should catch fire. As the room was filled with gas, it would blast. The kids were getting breathless. The parents were happy, expecting they would die soon. Brent started to cut the door lock, and Kendall a heavy kitchen gadget, a mincemeat hammer, in case the kids were alive. Carly and Josh escaped using the ventilation. Brent and Kendall broke the door. The matches rubbed the chemical side of the matchbox and caught fire with a blast, throwing Brent away. After a while, Kendall wakes up, grabs a mincemeat hammer, and starts looking for the children. As Carly gets out of the ventilation, Kendall sees her and attacks her. She enters a room to hide and close the door. They had some sweet mother-daughter moments in the room. Carly sadly remembers those moments, but soon Kendall finds her and attacks her. Kendall grabs Carly, who bites on her arm to escape. Damon wakes up and comes to help her. It was a hard struggle, but they managed to trap Kendall in the cupboard. As Carly and Damon catch their breath, Josh asks about Kendall. They get distracted, and Kendall opens the cupboard door. She takes her hand out before they start closing the door again. She has a hanger in her hand and stabs Damon with it on his face, which passes through his cheek. Kendall comes out of the cupboard and hits Damon with the minced meat hammer, who falls from the stair on the ground floor. Carly and Josh run down, and Kendall follows. Brent also wakes up, and he has the drill in his hand. Brent meets Kendall, and together, they are about to kill the kids when the doorbell rings. Kendall reminds Brent that it's his parents. He opens the door, and before he can say anything, his mother sprays him in the eye, and his father starts stabbing him. Josh stops his grandfather, but as soon as Brent sees him, he gets aggressive and starts attacking him. It seems like the effect of the chemical was fading on Kendall. With little success, she tries to stop Brent's mom, telling her he is her son. Josh takes refuge in the car, and Brent breaks it to catch him. This car was dear to Brent, and Josh remembers when he forgave him for messing with his car and warned him if he messed up his car again, he would kill him. Brent gets in to hit Josh when Brent's father starts stabbing his leg and later his belly. Josh gets out of the car. On the other side, Brent's mother attacks Kendall, who hits her back with the minced meat hammer. After hitting her, she follows Carly and hits her as well. Before she could make the fatal blow, Brent's mother attacks her. To get rid of his father, Brent drives the car out of the garage, hits the mother, and crashes into a wall, killing Brent's parents. Brent faints, and Kendall turns to hit Carly, but Damon hits her with a shovel, and she faints. When Brent and Kendall wake up, they are tied to the pillar in the basement. Kendall tries to convince the kids that it's okay to let them free and that they won't harm them. Carly refuses and tells her it's difficult to trust them. A pool ball rolls on the floor, and Brent laughs with frustration after seeing that. Josh and Carly tell them that they love them. Brent and Kendall tell them they love them more than the world, but sometimes they want to. The move ends here. Thanks for watching.